Have you ever looked at your yard and thought, I have no idea where to even start? Well, that was me in 2025. When we bought this house in October 2024, I had a dream of turning this backyard into a place where I never wanted to live. My name is Seal, and this channel is where I will be documenting the slow process of designing our home project at a time. This is the exterior the day we moved. This is a photo from the listing website and looks better than it actually was. We had two trees that was damaged and was too close to the railing, damaged the railing, and was also causing some problems to the sprinklers. The other thing we need to get done was the side fence. Had the professional install the fence on both sides of the house so our dogs could stay inside of the backyard. The house inside is our priority, which I will show in another video. But I didn't want to leave the outside looking sad. So the plan was just to do a minor project here and there to add a bit of care. This is where the habit hole started. First thing I wanted to do was to take care of the outside lighting. I like the light style. I think looks really good on the house style, but the color was blending too much with the bricks and I wanted to make stand out a bit more. So I decided to remove and paint black. The base of the light was cemented into the brick, so I had to paint in place. I replaced the light bulbs for a softer one, and this was probably about $20 project because I only used spray paint to paint and the tape. I'm not adding the cost of the light bulb. Next was the door turn. We eventually need to do some structural projects in the front, like maybe adding a porch, and for sure replace the roof and the gutters. This house, it's a fixer-upper, so has a lot to be done. We're going to replace the door for something better than what we have now, something that matches more our style and the house style. But we don't want to do any major upgrade on the outside until the inside of the house is done. I decided to paint my door to match the lights. I use the same paint that I use on the lights. The metal front door still looked good today, but I would only recommend this paint if your door doesn't have any plastic parts. I replaced the door hinges for one that has a cold and looks so much better now, more upgraded. $25 for paint supplies and $6 for the new lock system. Now we have a hole in the brick where we had like an old doorbell situation, like a very old style. Actually, I wanted to fill with bricks to match the door when you do the exterior upgrade. But in the meantime, this is what I came up with. I cut a piece of cedar board to create a small decor plate, which I could put more effort. I should put more effort into it, to be honest. I painted black to blend with the brick or with the rest of the stuff, but I think now looking back I should use a stain and I think it would look much better. I placed our camera ring and temporarily created a doorbell plate. Plan for the shutters was to replace the plastic shutters that we have with a wooden one. I was ready to build a new, and I saw this beautiful brick frame around the window. I love so much that I didn't want to add any shutters anymore. Little things makes a big difference. After this was done, it was time to clean up the garden beds. First, I wanted to clean this mini space. It's next to my garage wood shop. I'm not sure what I wanted to do with the space yet, but I hope the idea will come. I removed all the weeds, I laid some cardboard, add some weed barrier, and add some mulch to clean the space. I spray paint the planters, which I didn't like the color. I think I'm gonna redo it again, but I planted a few flowers to add some color, and I think looks so much better, so clean, and now was the rest of the garden. After we removed the trees, the grass started dying very quickly. The sprinkler was broke and made even worse, so I removed the old garden trim. So far, I didn't know what I wanted to do for the space. I added some topsoil, planted some roots, some wildflowers, which, by the way, I didn't know anything about flowers at this point. And you need to be careful when you plant your wildflowers because it can go crazy. At this point was August 2025, and the yard looked like was weed growing. But I knew that this is how it would look like until things are bigger. I can see clear where the flowers are. Every time I go to the Home Depot or Lowe's at this point, I would get to get materials or something, I would bring a flower or two, and soon this is how our yard look like. I know, doesn't look good, but trust me, before things look good, will look bad. I promise, and it's gonna make worth everything. At this point, you can see how bad the grass was, and this made me start obsessing over this front yard. This is part 1 of my 2025 exterior upgrade. Next week, I will share the part 2. For me to share where I am right now in July 2026, I think it's important to share how I got here, and this is how I'm catching up with my first year of projects. I thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here, and I hope to see you in the next week.